Hello everyone, my name is Guillaume and my colleague Dr. Olfa Mahjoub and I will be presenting on the gender mainstreaming from the Policy Support System perspective for monitoring the enabling environment and achievement of SDG 6 in Tunisia. I will be presenting more specifically on the SDG 6 Policy Support System, and Olfa will be presenting on the results for Tunisia. As the name says, the SDG 6 Policy Support System aims to help countries produce an evidence for policy and decision-making on SDG 6. For this reason, the tool is organized around several policy-critical components. We have capacity, finance, policy, and institutional, integrity, resilience, and we have a component for gender mainstreaming. So, when water professionals enter data in the tool, the SDG 6 Policy Support System produces an evidence framework at the indicator level of SDG 6. This evidence framework allows countries to track the progress on the enabling environment of SDG 6 across all those policy critical components that I mentioned before and for all targets and indicators of SDG 6. In the evidence framework, water professionals can see strengths and weaknesses, but they can also see where data is missing and gaps on the evidence for SDG 6. One of the important aspects of the evidence framework is that it allows professionals from different sectors, different agencies or different institutions to work together. Indeed, filling the SDG 6 policy support system with data requires the work from different professionals from different sectors. As the data required to produce evidence on the enabling environment of SDG 6 might be not available, there might be gaps in the SDG-PSS for many years, and this might be another reason for promoting cooperation between different sectors to produce a better understanding of the challenges of achieving SDG 6 at the national level. In some capacity, the tool was designed to inform countries even when data is missing. And as Dr. Olfa is going to show in her presentation, this was an important aspect of the results for Tunisia, that now water professionals can see where data is missing for each target and indicator of SDG 6. And finally, because countries can now see where data is missing, where the gaps are, they can also aim to collect better data and to create more evidence for those targets and indicators where data is missing.
Thank you very much, Guillaume. Perfectly in line with what you were saying about collaboration between different stakeholder decision makers and actors in the water sector. We've been working as a group of experts for the implementation of the SDG-PSS. This group is gathering different representatives from ministries, agencies, department, NGO, and international organization, and we were working under the umbrella of the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, and Water Resources. The group of experts has been working on the contextualization of the SDG-PSS to make it tailored for Tunisia. So after this phase of contextualization, we started introducing some data in the system to produce this kind of summary view that gives an idea about the progress that Tunisia has achieved in gender mainstreaming and related to the SDG 6. So if you look here, you can see a kind of traffic light giving an idea about the progress of the country. So here the red means that there is inadequate progress and the black means that there is no evidence. And if you look here to the gender, you can see a majority of red and black color. What does that mean? It means that we have some gaps and that we need to identify those gaps and weaknesses regarding the different targets and the indicators of the SDG 6, as you can see here on these two slides. So among the constraints that prevented Tunisia from achieving this progress on SDG 6 and gender, so there is a low access to information of women in terms of skills and knowledge and access to technologies. Beside that, we have a lack of gender disaggregated data at the national but also at the regional level In addition to that, we have a lack of capacity in terms of moderators and trainers, but especially in the region. And for instance, there is no adaptation, there is no action now on the adaptation of rural women to climate change. In addition to that, we have a lack of institutionalization of the existing structure, especially in the region. Apart from the constraints, we have some initiatives, and among them, we can identify the Council of Peers for Equal Chances of Men and Women, which is meant to produce quantitative and qualitative indicators on gender for the integration on the socio-economic and political activities, in addition to a national strategy for socio-economic automation in rural women and girls, which are perfectly in line with all the SDGs. And beside that, we have some local plans based on participative approach. So in conclusion, we can say that the SDG-PSS is a very useful tool that could encourage cooperation between agencies and also between researchers. Beside that, there is the SDG-PSS is very helpful to policymakers and decision makers to deliver on gender mainstreaming. And in Tunisia, we have seen that we didn't progress adequately, but still we have a lot of effort to do, and the outcomes has yet to come to feed the SDG-PSS and to project. At the end, we would like to thank the author would like to thank all the group members who has contributed to this work, and thank you very much.